Hey guys, how you doing? Yes, my name is Kathu and welcome to my channel. Learn what to Kathu. So, in our last lesson, when we were talking about the trick for mastering table 5, I left you with one question for practice. If it doesn't ring a bell, I'll leave the link to that video in the description box below so that you're all on the same page. So what was the question? Work out this, divide by 5. Okay? So when you see a question like this, you should automatically know that you need to be conversant with table 5. And if you remember very well, we drew a table that helped us master table 5. If you don't remember what we said, I recommend that you start by refreshing your memory by checking that video out. But this is what we said about table 5. 5 times 1, 2, times 3, times 4, times 5, times 6, times 7, times 8, times 9, and times 10. Okay? And now that we have our table 5, answering this question will be a walk in the park. Okay? So you can answer this question. How many times does 49 divide 5? Where does 49 fall here? 49 is here. So we'll write a 9 because 9, we'll write a 9 here because 9 times 5 is 45, okay? 49 minus 9 minus 5 is 4, and this minus this is 0, okay? The next step would be to drop the 6, okay? Where does 46 fall in this table? Here, 46 is in between 45 and 50. And because 50 is less than 46, we'll use 45. Okay? What did I say? Okay, yeah. So you lose 45 because 9 times 5 is 45. So, what? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. 9 times 5 is 45. Okay? So 6 minus 5 is 1. Okay? When you drop the 3, you have 13. Okay? 13 is in between 10 and 15. So we'll write a 2 because 10 is less than 13. Okay? So 2 times 5 is 10. 3 minus 0 is 3. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So when you drop the 0, we have 30. Okay? 30 falls. Where is 30 here? 30 is here. Okay? So we'll write a 6. Because 6 times 5 is 30. And 30 minus 30 is 0, okay? And just like that, we have our answer. So the answer to this question is this here, 9,926. Are we together? That was quite easy, right? So far we've already gone through the tricks for mastering table 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. As usual, I'll leave the links in the description box below, because I don't want to leave anybody behind. So now today, I'd like us to go through the trick for mastering table 6. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. So, so today I want us to go through the trick for mastering table 6. I don't want you to ever feel like you need to cram anything because cramming only works for a short period of time. Because what happens with cramming is that after a short period of time, everything you've crammed disappears, okay? But now when you actually master a concept or understand a trick, that stays in your head much longer. So let's now get into the lesson, table 6. So I'll start by saying that table 6 is very, very, very similar to table 3. There is no big difference. Like the trick for mastering table 6 is actually the same as the one for mastering table 3. Okay? If you remember, for table 3, we said we started by drawing a table that has 3 columns and 3 rows. And here for table 6, we'll draw the same table, a table that has 3 columns and 3 rows. But we'll draw this table 2 times. Are we together? Okay. So we'll draw this table 2 times. And okay, so now that we've done that, let's deal with one table at a time. So for the first table, it's like you're actually repeating table 3. So for the digits in the ones place, we'll write all the digits from 1 to 9 in ascending order. Ascending order is just means from the smallest to the largest, okay? But how do we do that? We start by writing these numbers from the bottom as we go up. Bottom, up, bottom, up, okay? So now we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, and we'll add a 0 over here. Okay? Why do we do this? Do you remember what we said? Why are we adding this 0 over here? Why are we adding this 0? So we said that this is the same thing as writing all the digits from 1 to 10. And because we are only writing digits, we can't write a 10 here. That's why we have a 0 here. Okay, so it's basically writing all the digits in the ones place from 1 to 10. Okay? And just like the drill has been so far, what you do to one table, you do the same thing to the other table. Okay? So here we'll write the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we'll add a 0 here, okay? And that's it for the digits in the ones place. So for the digits in the tens place, we kind of use the same concept that we used for table 2 and 4, okay? So the only difference here is that we don't have exceptions in every row, okay? That's the only difference. So the only exception we have here is in the last row, which is really not an exception because the only difference is with the number that is outside the table. Are we together? So here, just like we did in table 3, we'll write zeros for the first row, ones for the second row, twos for the third row, okay? But for this third row, there's a number that's outside the table, right? So here, instead of writing 2, as we have been doing for the third row, we'll write a 3, okay? Okay, so here we'll have zeros, 1, 2, and we'll write a 3 over here, okay? And since the second table is just a continuation of the first table, we'll follow the same concept on the second table, okay? So here we'll write 3s on the 4th row, 4s on the 5th row, 5 on the 6th row, except for the number that's outside the table. So instead of writing 5 as we have been doing, as we've been doing for this 6th row, we'll write a 6 here for the last digit. Are we together? So let's do that. So we'll write a 3 here, 3s, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? Okay, so you see, as long as you know the trick for mastering table 3, table 6 is a walk in the park. So now from here, in order to get table 6, you are then required to draw a shape that looks like a diamond in the middle of the two tables. Okay? So as usual, let's start with the first table. Let's start with the first table. Yeah. So when you draw a shape that looks like a diamond at the center, let's first draw that diamond shape. Okay? So when you draw a shape that looks like a diamond at the center for the first table, for example, we'll realize that the shape will touch 6, 12, 18, and 24. Okay? Okay. And now, from the number that has been touched on the third row, which is 24, we'll draw a line connecting that number, which is 24, to the number that's outside the table, which in our case is 30. Okay, so we'll draw a line connecting this to this. Okay, and we can circle these numbers that have been touched by the diamond shape. Okay, and that's it for the first table. So for the second table, we'll repeat the same procedure. Okay, so yeah, so you'll also draw a shape that looks like a diamond in the middle of the second table. Okay, so you'll draw a shape that looks like a diamond in the middle of the second table. Okay, and so when we do that, we'll realize that the edges of the diamond shape will touch 36, 42, 48, and 54. And just like we did in the first table, we'll circle the numbers that have been touched by the edges of the diamond shape. So we'll circle this, and this. Are we together? Okay, and so from the number that has been touched on the sixth row, we'll draw a line connecting that number, which in our case is 54, to the number that's outside the grid, which is 60. Okay? Okay, and then don't forget to circle the 60, so we'll circle our 60 over here. Okay? And just like that, you already have table 6. Are we together? So this here is 6 times 1. Okay? This is 6 times 2. This is 6 times 3. Okay? This is 6 times 4. We'll write a 4 here. This is 6 times 5. Are we together? This is 6 times 6. This is 6 times 7. This is 6 times 8. This is 6 times 9. And this is 6 times 10. Okay? I'm sorry it looks a bit clumsy, but I believe you understand the concept. Are we together? So, and just like that, we have our table 6. So, okay. So 6 times 1 is 6. Okay? 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 2 is 12. Okay? 6 times 3 is 18. Are we together? 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 5 is 30. Are we following? 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 8 is 48. Okay? So this is the order we are following. The same order we've been following since we started this tricks. Okay? 6 times 9 is 54. And last but not least, 6 times 10 is 60. Are we together? And just like that, we have our table 6. Okay, that was quite easy and fun, right? So keep doing this until it becomes second nature. As usual, I'll leave you with one question for practice. Work out this number here. 3,996 divided by 6. Okay, math is all about practice. Practice makes perfect. That's not just a saying, there's a lot of truth attached to that saying, okay? If you enjoyed that lesson, feel free to like, share, because sharing is caring, and subscribe so that you don't miss any time I upload a new video. Subscribing is free. Yay! See you in 2 weeks' time.